This goes out to
all the Pepes
in the world, especially her. You know it don't even matter your age, don't even matter your color. Your fellas, I ain't forget about y'all. This is for everybody that like to dance. Just listen to what I'm saying. And just
like, subscribe, and share.
It's absurd as a concept. It's even more absurd when you try to nut it up in a pithy headline.
Dear Rachel, why are you acting so absurd about the fact that there's an audit happening in Arizona? A real, legitimate, forensic audit. Why are you so shocked? Were you not there on November 30th, 2020, during any of the 10-hour-long hearings that were held in Arizona about election fraud? Did all those people that testified mean nothing? There was even the mainstream media's favorite scientist, a scientific expert, who testified about the fraud. You should check it out, Rachel, because you might learn some things.
Distinguished senators and representatives, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to be heard. It's been difficult getting an opportunity to be heard. It shouldn't be. It's America, after all. And our side of the story is legitimate. Our side of the story needs to be heard. And it's been uniformly censored by big tech, big media, the crooked Democrats, and basically people who are saying, don't show us the facts. We've decided already that this is a free and fair election. It was done perfectly. Please don't interrupt that narrative with the truth. Well, we're going to interrupt that narrative this morning with the truth.
It's getting more and more dangerous because a cult, which is what this is akin to in terms of what Trump is doing with his base, a cult doesn't survive by proving the lie it's based on, but it simply has to perpetuate it and keep the lie alive. So what you're going to see here is this privately funded, mysterious audit being conducted essentially in the dark.
The Arizona Democratic Party, which has been asking the court to stop this audit, which they say is illegal. Among other things, it's violating state laws about the sanctity and security of ballots. They will be back in court tomorrow morning, but meanwhile, this supposed audit continues on with no press access and no independent observation whatsoever, so nobody really knows what they're doing behind closed doors.
Excuse me, Miss Mad Cow, but all you have to do is go to Google and type in Arizona Audit live stream, and you can see exactly what's going on at any time. There's cameras live streaming the whole place. There's 9 cameras. There's the ballots right there that you're so worried about. You think somebody's going to do something to them. Bro, somebody's already done something to them, and what they're doing now is they're finding out what they did and how they did it. There's going to be some UV lights, and they're going to stick the ballots up under them and probably look for a special marking, maybe like a watermark or an ID from where they were printed from. Maybe they were printed in China. If they were, we'll be able to find that out now. So that's why you're worried, I'm sure. But it's really a bad look for you to panic like this. But Democrats are panicking because it is so transparent and it is going to reveal the truth of what went on. We know that Biden did not get 80 million votes. We're not retarded.
Watched the counters who are handling all the real ballots. Reporter Jen Fifield noticed something that seemed quite wrong going on in terms of the way this is being conducted. Here's how she explained it on Twitter. She said, quote, "I noticed the counters had blue pens. You're supposed to have only red pens when you are around ballots, since ballot scanners can read black and blue ink. Those blue pens the counters have could potentially be used to mark the ballots. You're not even supposed to bring black or blue pens into the room because of the risk that they could be used to change ballots." But here's this Arizona Republic reporter, Jen Fifield, who sees the ballot counters all holding blue pens while they're recounting the ballots under the watchful eye of the cyber ninja guy who's been an online promoter of the QAnon conspiracy and all of the craziest stuff in the Stop the Steal movement. She says something to the cyber ninja guy about the fact that the counters have the blue pens. Here's what happens next. Quote, Doug is running this audit. He told me that his understanding was that blue ink was fine, that the ballots can only read black ink. Then he came back and said, actually, it seems I am correct. But he still seemed unsure. He said they would work on this. After that, Jen Fifield from the Arizona Republic was banned by the cyber ninja auditors from posting any further updates, and so she goes dark for the day. The judge ordered that the audit workers must comply with existing Arizona laws around elections, which means they must stop, for example, using blue or black pens while they are recounting the ballots. Indeed, when Arizona Republic reporter Jen Fifield emerged from her weird volunteer shift this evening, she had this to report before dashing to meet her print deadline. She said, quote, one quick update. They switched to green and red pens. Joining us now is Jen Fifield.
Miss Mad Cow, don't you need to read the rest of the tweet? You just said, quote, one quick update, they switched to green and red pens. But you didn't finish the sentence. It says before the actual real ballots were out on the floor. So the correct way to have read this tweet for you would have been, quote, one quick update. They switched to green and red pens before the actual real ballots were out on the floor. They switched to green and red pens before the actual real ballots were out on the floor. So all of the beginning of your story about this is pointless because the bitch lied. She said that they had blue pens out there with the ballots and that was dangerous because they could change them. Now she's saying that before the real ballots were even out there, they switched to green and red pens. So, I mean, are you stupid, Miss Mad Cow? Or are you just trying to deceive everyone? We're not retarded.